Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Tuesday, the 12th of August. So, again, let's start with the long to short ratio because I haven't actually looked at that today. Yeah, so on this dump down, some longs coming back into the market. Nothing too crazy, around 50-50, but yeah, definitely something to keep an eye on. Um, for more upside, we kind of want this to stay around 50-50 or obviously continue the downtrend in more shorts coming into the market. As you can see, if I just go to the 12 hour, you're going to see that we're in a nice heavy downtrend, which is good for more upside because we want to see shorts coming into the market. Obviously, we've had a bit of an uptick since this down move, but yeah, nothing too worrying yet. We don't want to see this come back up to like 60% long. That would be pretty bad. Uh, yeah. Liquidations, we've got a nice pocket. Again, this is around the all-time high now. 123, pretty much 122.5 to 123. To the downside, we do also have a lot of long liquidity, um, really to 116k as well. And 116k, if I show you just here, 116.5 is the volume node as well. That's also the big low that we do want to hold around 116 as well. So we could have some wicks down, but we don't really want to close below 116.5 really. Otherwise, it starts to look a bit sketchy. Right now, we're holding the price, which is okay. We're still holding the uptrend. We just had a bit of a retrace. I think we've filled the CME gap, so we'll have a look at that. And yeah, in terms of the order book, not too much stuff below us, which is a bit worrying as well. Not too much stuff on either side. We do have a couple orders came in around 120, and we do have a couple around 117.5, but it remains to be seen if they're fake or not. They kind of look a little bit fake as of right now, so really not too much in the order book at all. And let's just go to the 15 minute just to see if we can see anything a little bit. Nah. Again, literally nothing. Literally nothing in the order book. It's quite thin at the moment. So let's switch the old screen. And I'll just check the chat. Great, thanks. And you? I'm doing good. How are you? Yeah, I mean, I just asked you. Lol. Good. How about you? Yeah, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. We had a good week last week. We had a good week the week before. We had a good week the week before as well. And yeah, it's all looking fine. So, Bitcoin. Let's start off with the CME. And we can go down to the 1 hour chart. So we do have the gap all the way down to 117.5. We've kind of filled a little bit of it, tiny bit, but yeah, again, we've got the gap all the way down to pretty much 117.5, 117 on the CME. One sec. And yeah, that is potentially going to get filled, and as long as we can hold sort of August, we don't really want to get some 4 hour closes below August, to be honest. Then it starts to look a little bit sketchy. As of right now, we're still holding the price quite well. And again, I just did look at this 4 hour close. We did do a little sneaky close just above the weekly open, I think. Let's zoom in on this. Yes, that's a very sneaky close above the weekly open. So again, we're still holding the uptrend. We do have the potential to come all the way down into this combination band here. Where there's a lot of liquidations just above August 116, 116.5, which is also where the volume node is. There is the potential that we fail this and come down a little bit lower, but I think that would potentially cap off the move down for now. And then if we get another up move, we'll have to see what the long to short ratio is doing at that time. ETH Bitcoin still looking good. Still holding the uptrend. We've got some hidden bullish on this candle here, above the yearly open, above November, looking decent. ETH also holding really well. Again, if this does, we're also above the weekly open, which is nice. This looks potentially quite good. We are getting some bearish divergence. Why is trend master not working? That's a bit strange. We are getting some bearish divergence. So again, if we do start failing the weekly open, what's going on here? If we do start failing the weekly open, we could potentially come down in between 4.9 to 4K, which potentially could be a long. But yeah, that's looking fine as well. And yeah, in general, Bitcoin DOM still in a downtrend. Do some bearish retests, and yeah, we want to see that continue to break down for more upside in our altcoins. Check out the 12-hour stablecoin. Oh, okay, let's have a look. Yeah, so we've just had a bearish divergence set in. We've hit the all-time high as well, and we're super overbought as well on the price. So potentially we could have a little bit of a pullback in the price. That's definitely something to keep an eye on. We could have one more push up on the retail stablecoin demand, as sometimes it doesn't play out right when it prints. But more often than not, when you get a divergence and you get a change of direction and you get this red dot on the oscillator as well, it means that we're going to have a little bit of a pullback. So definitely could happen. And I'll be looking at 116.5 to potentially hold. And definitely August as well. So yeah, watch for this failure of the weekly open. If we don't gain this back, then potentially we're going to tumble that back down, like I said, into 116.5, which is the volume node, and it's also 4-hour combination band, and it's also where a lot of the liquidations are, the long liquidations. So definitely an area to keep an eye on. And yeah, the CME gap goes all the way down to, I think it was 117.5. So yeah, as of right now, we're still holding the uptrend in the price. So not really too much to say. Just watch the failure of the weekly open. We did get a sneaky close above on this 4-hour, but the big one is going to be the American Open, or the America 4-hour, pretty much. It's looking a little bit like it's struggling here, and the 12 hours was obviously flashing some signs of resistance. That daily candle also looks really bad, with a nice wick into the daily combination band. This one potentially failing the weekly open, so could just come back down and do some retests. Nothing too crazy though. We'd like to see a higher low on the daily, pretty much at 116. I mean, we want to hold 116.5 as the big one. So yeah, again, ETH looks fine. Let's see if we got a divergence on ETH as well. We also got a divergence on the retail stablecoin demand on ETH. In the oversold area, it's to be expected. Currently haven't failed the weekly open though, so still looking a lot better than Bitcoin. Potentially to have another push up. Daily's got a lot of room to run. We could go and see 4.4 before any pullback, and then yeah, we'll have to see. Definitely just keep an eye on it this week. If we do get back down into 4 to 3.9, I'm going to consider taking a long. But yeah, watch the closes, watch the weekly open, watch the long to short ratio as well on Bitcoin, and we'll see how it plays out this week. Some alts have dumped a lot. So one of them that's actually a tiny bit worrying is Farcoin. Let's get a different chart. Yeah, so we have printed a bullish divergence on the retail stablecoin demand, and we are oversold on the 4-hour, which kind of signals that we might have a bounce off this 4-hour combination band, and we are in the overlapping support as well. So we're pretty low down, but this daily candle is quite worrying as we've made a new low from here, and it's just one big candle down, failing the yearly open as well, which we kind of really wanted to hold from our upside. It's looking a bit sketchy as of right now. With the potential to come all the way back down into there. 7.3, which is also the daily combination band as well. Uh, Oscillator doesn't look great. Looks like you could have one more go down. Potentially, if we start to see a bounce now, if this regains Feb, this is going to bullishly diverge on the daily time frame. And again, the 4-hour looks like it's kind of trying to bottom in the overlapping supply combination band. Sorry, overlapping demand, not supply. Combination band oversold as well. So watch for if we get a ping back up and we start closing above the daily open and February level, and then it's going to be looking good for more upside. So I should just check the 12-hour as well. Yeah, really nasty 12-hour close. But again, this is potentially going to bullishly diverge massively on the 12-hour. And we are on the combination band as well. So we want to see this flip back up. That's what we want to see on Filecoin. Looking a bit sketchy though, as of right now, to be honest. But yeah, I might make some movements of that if the price action starts looking a little bit better. What else? What else? Yeah, so hype, we had a really nice closes above here. We were talking about this potentially being resistance and pulling back from this area. We've got some bearish divergence on the oscillator. We actually got a change in the stablecoin demand as well, right at the top candle. So those seem to have really good hit rates when they hit together, even on the combination band and on overlapping supply. So right now we've actually, have we made a new low? We haven't made a new low from this candle here. We've actually held that quite nicely, but if we now come back up and bearishly retest the weekly open, which is untested to the upside, we can definitely come back down further into August, which would be a healthy retrace. Nothing too crazy. Still protecting the upside to the daily time frame, and that would just look like one candle up here and then a couple candles down, and then yeah, we'll see what happens. But anyway, we took quite a lot of profit on hype. I took some profit here, some here, some here. So I'm just going to let this move play out and then potentially reload if the price action looks good on August. XRP core troll. Yeah, we'll definitely have a look at those bad boys. Shall I have a look at them now, actually? XRP. So, XRP. This looks like it could have a bigger retrace. We did a nice close above this swing here. So you got this swing here, which was the high. We did a nice close above here. So that means what you could do is you could even get your local Stuber. You could also get a daily one all the way from the bottom, which would be a daily, where the 618 comes in. But we're going to do the local move just because it lines up very nicely with August and Feb. This area. Here is where the failure happened on this this big wick candle up, and we have since actually closed below the weekly open. So potentially this is just looking to fail a little bit lower into August and have a bit of a deeper retrace. As of right now, I think this would potentially be a good area to get long on if you're looking to do that on August and even February if you get some nice wicks down into there. I don't know what the price is because I'm on the market cap chart by accident. Let's do spot. Yeah. Yeah, you've also got some demand in there, so that could be an interesting level. I don't know why the February level is a little bit different, but again, still in an uptrend, holding some of these levels really nicely. You got a nice swing in here. And then, yeah, you kind of just want to hold this low there. You've also got some stuff on Feb and August as well. So, again, healthy retrace, nothing to worry about. And if you're looking to get in, potentially you could see a bounce from Feb, August. Now, if you start doing some closes below here, it starts to look really sketchy because it starts to looking like, okay, we're doing a new low unless we do some like regains and then do some like structure. But it looks fine. I mean, we talked about having a pullback yesterday in the whole market. This would have actually been a really good one to get after that 4-hour close. And you do definitely have the potential to get something on the weekly open, which is the low of that structure. Literally, just you can just see it very, very clearly in there. But personally, again, I'm not really shorting the market right now. I'm just waiting for this and then potentially reload some of my trades. Core. Core USD. Is this the right one? That looks like a horrible chart. Okay, that's a little bit better. Just check that this is the right one. Okay, there's actually quite a lot of data on this. I have no idea what this coin is. Ooh, that looks really interesting. Let's have a look. Of course, we'll have a look, lad. Where's the weekly low on this? Sort of like there. So this looks really interesting. I do have to say that we came down here, touched the all-time low quite nicely. Got a nice double bottom on the weekly time frame. Really good bounce up. Actually made a new high into this swing. That's very nice. Potentially actually doing a Stuba retrace on the daily, like this. Yeah, and holding the other weekly swing from February. So this is looking potentially quite interesting. Again, the local price action is down on the daily time frame, but you're potentially going to bull div if you come down into the 886. I reckon that will probably cap it off. Yeah. So if you really want to get the best entry possible, I would say this 886 area here. If that were to get tapped, obviously it has the potential to hold here, and you want to see it make a new high from here in the local price action. But this 886 and combination man will be a really good level to potentially get something on this. That's also overlapping demand down there. So not too bad. You kind of wanted to see it hold this low on this down candle yesterday, which it didn't. So definitely holding that low as of right now in the price action. It looks okay. It needs to do that, and then maybe make a new high. If not, you're going to go down to the 886, where I do think that'll be probably quite a good level to get something on this. Let's actually just have a look at this move. 130%. Wow, that's big. That's really nice. Interesting for sure. Definitely interesting. Definitely interesting. Hmm. That's it. Great potential to the upside. Yeah, I also agree. I'm definitely feeling you on that one. You definitely want to hold some of these levels though. And I feel like if you do one more low to the 86, this overlapping support is going to be big stuff. I don't really mind it. It's not too bad. It's not too bad at all. I don't really know what the project is though. Do you know anything about it, or is it just something you've heard about? Hmm. Anyway, someone said troll. What is troll? Are you trying to troll me? Oh my god. It really is this. Yeah, we're at this time in the market, isn't it? You can just feel it. You can just feel the shitcoin rotation coming. The last hurrah. The last few months of the year. This thing looks fine. We obviously did the failure of the weekly open. We did talk about this stuff on Monday. Potentially getting a little bit of a pullback in the market, especially on the failures of the weekly open. That 4 hour candle was definitely uh, similar to XRP, where you had the big wick up and then the close below. Right now, you could see a bounce from this 4 hour low. You're actually definitely still in an uptrend because you have a high here and you're trying to put in a higher low, basically. Barely, pretty much. Let's just look at the hourly on this. Yeah, I would say a test of the daily open on the higher low, and then you could potentially long this all the way back up. But I don't know, something that's gone up this much definitely does feel like it could do a little bit of a pullback. Let's just have a look at this daily. Yeah, I mean, definitely getting a little bit of some breakdown on daily time frame. The candle hasn't closed yet, but I mean, you're gonna bear div on the stablecoin demand. You're super overbought on the oscillator. I'd say that this could potentially do a little bit more. Again, you might see a little bit of a bounce from this combination band, but I'm going to hold off for now, especially as we hit some really nice trades last week. We took a lot of profit, and again, in general, I'm kind of just waiting for a little bit lower to reload some of my longs, and the time to potentially scalp short was yesterday, but I'm not really too keen on shorting this market at this moment in time. What makes Core unique? Satoshi Plus is a consensus mechanism to validate transactions, secure core network, the Bitcoin is proof of work, and Ethereum's then. Um, I'm not really sure about Core. Everything sounds good when you put it like that, but I'd need to do a little bit more digging. Sol, Pendle, LDO. Okay, so we looked at LDO yesterday. Which had a really nice move up to the low of this structure here. Let me just take this off for now. Up to the low of this structure right here. Currently above the weekly open. Got some room to run on the daily time frame as well on the oscillator. Let's have a look at the daily. Yeah, we are getting a few wicks into daily combination band, which is a little bit of a warning sign. Let's have a look at the 12 hour, see if there's any change in the retail stablecoin demand. Yeah, we did get some bearish divergence on the retail stablecoin demand as well. Super overbought on the oscillator. I mean, it hasn't failed yet. Still in an uptrend, still holding its daily open. But if you get a close below here, something like this, and then a failure of the weekly or the daily, it's gonna just definitely come back down into Q4, which is also the high of this structure back here in July, where you want to see potentially some bullish holds for a bounce, but that definitely could be a bounce area on LDO. I think we talked about that yesterday. To be honest, there's literally no change since we did our stream yesterday up here. So yeah, not really too much to say on this at all. Still in the uptrend. So if you're in your long, which I think you're long from what 90, you're long from 90 cents, right? if I remember correct. Yeah, still staying long. I mean, you have the potential to squeeze up higher, especially with ETH holding. But yeah, I mean, you've obviously taken some profit. Your stop's probably in profit. You know, just chill, and you want to see some bullish holds in this swing here, which is about 130 to 126 or that area here. That high is probably definitely going to get taken out at some point if we see some breakdowns. What was it? Pendle. Yeah, we had a look at Pendle yesterday as well. USD. Again, yeah, it's looking really good in a nice uptrend. Came up and hit the bottom of this structure from December. We also have this high here, which we're currently failing under. So watch this daily close if we close it above, sorry, below the weekly open, and you get a little bit of a breakdown. I mean, this is definitely looking like it's starting to roll over and break down here, especially because we got this low close. We do have some hidden bullish on the 4 hour, but and the damn, these combination bands getting really tight. If I were to say, I would just stick with what I said yesterday, and it looks like it wants to just have a little bit of a retrace down to the yearly open, which is also the high structure again from late July. But yeah, you're looking for a hold of here, or even you can even just get your Stuba out and just do that. You know, if we come back down to the yearly open and then whoops, and then do some bearish retests of the underside of this structure, you have the potential to go all the way back down to the Stuba. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but it potentially could. The other thing is that if we come here, bullishly hold, start creating some structure here, we could just, you know, blast off again. But we'll see. I do think everything is kind of overdue for a pullback, like we were saying yesterday. But yeah, we definitely could grind up a little bit higher as ETH looks like it kind of wants to grind to 4.4. But yeah, it's still looking fine. We've got the 4 hour combination band. We've had two wicks on the 4 hour combination band on December as well, and it looks like it's kind of it's struggling a little bit. So yeah, that's what I would say on Pendel. What was the other one? Sol. Yeah, I've stopped looking at Sol so much. I don't know why. I just hold a bit of spot and I just chill with it, to be honest. Yes, because it hasn't broken any structure yet. Yeah, I think that's LDO. LDO is actually looking pretty decent. Pretty darn decent, mate. Yeah, Sol. So we talked about this yesterday. We talked about the double wick into the combination band. We also got some bearish divergence. We also got the change on the retail stable on demand. Again, when these things line up, they have a really, really high hit rate, guys. Really, really high hit rate. Obviously, the retail stable on demand is a little bit more sketchy because you don't actually know if it changes direction until a couple candles below. But yeah, it does have a high hit rate, especially with the combination band and the divergence on the oscillator. Again, we did talk about potential retrace, yeah, on this 4 hour candle, which was holding as of now, as of then. We got a little bit of a bounce and then just a very weak test. We didn't even get all the way up to the weekly open to fail it. So yeah, again, looks like it wants to go a little bit lower. Potential to test in here in this structure. Let me just zoom in and just put some rays on so you guys can see a little bit better. Potential to test here to there. Something like it'll grind up and then bang, another down move into here. But again, nothing to panic about. Looks fine. I need to take those off now. Again, nothing to panic about. We just want to hold some of these lows down here. If we do come back down, we definitely want to do some like higher lows from, say, this on the daily. That also comes in quite nice around there. Yeah. Head and ball on the daily, that's nice. Continuation of the trend up. Definitely want to put in a high low. Again, nothing to worry about. Nothing too crazy. If we go down to the lower time frames, we basically have a test of this low structure here. A double test of this low structure here. Into the combination band. Hold a daily open. Again, we could come up and squeeze up into here and then potentially see another leg down. But yeah, we're getting some bullish divergence. We've got 2 wicks into the band. Looks like could have a little short-term bounce if you're a scalper. Nothing crazy to say. Let's have a look at some of the trades. What are we in? Let's have a look at Doge. So, oh gosh, I hate when there's so many lines on my chart, but they're probably pretty important. So Doge is coming down to test this low here, which is the low of this structure here, also the low of this swing here. We're actually coming to test it quite nicely now. The combination band sits just below. We're not yet in the oversold territory, but we are getting there. And let's have a look at the hourly. It seems like that was a really nice test of the lows. What we want to just do is kind of hold and kind of grind back up to the weekly open for more upside. Again, this is potentially an area that you could hold in this swing, or if you don't get above, let's say here, you could potentially make another new low down to this swing here, just above August. Again, not too worried about it. Still looking pretty bullish. Let me take those off before I switch. Yeah. Again, even if we did that, you're probably looking at a steep retrace from the low. Yeah, around the 786 comes in between August and March. So nothing too crazy if we do see a bit of a retrace. Again, it's looking okay even on the 4-hour time frame to potentially have a bounce for a little bit more upside. But yeah, the failure happened here. We broke down this candle and then we did the retest of the weekly open and we slid a little bit further. So definitely a bit of change in the price structure since Monday. Bang. And then yeah. Nothing too crazy though, still in from 119. Gonna watch for areas to potentially reload. Are gonna be this swing here. And even if we get all the way back down into here, which will be like 2.4 to 2.6. I believe 2.4 to 2.6 is the is the stupid pocket as well. So Sui from Monday. This did a really nasty test of the highs, where it actually didn't even do the high. It just kind of created some overlapping resistance. This 4-hour candle broke the local upside, and then we bearishly retested the weekly open on these two candles here, and we've slid a bit further down. Again, we're kind of getting to the area where you could potentially see a short-term bounce somewhere in here, also in August. And if we do get that bounce, what you want to see is basically just a high low. from the structure, from where we do the bounce, if it does happen. Yeah, also this definitely does have potential to come all the way back down to 350, where I will be definitely relonging this from my long at 3.33. Obviously, profit, it's been taking profit on the way up, and we definitely do have a fair value gap, which is around here. So let me just turn off some of this stuff so you can see a little bit better. This 4-hour candle definitely left some imbalances on the price. Whoops, I've gone back too far. And again, I've also got the Stuba, the 786, which comes in around December. So yeah, I mean, if we do get all the way back down into here, I will be longing, just so you guys know. I will be longing. What else? So, what else is looking good? Again, Injector is just having a little bit of a local slide down. Again, we did some bearish. We pretty much on all alts we did bearish retests of the weekly open. Probably when I was asleep, to be honest. This looks like it could bounce from the daily open. I wouldn't really bank on it, but in totality, I mean, in general, if this does bounce, it just looks like it's going to bearish retest and come back down into March, August, where again, I'm probably going to reload some of my long from 12.1 if we do get back down into there, into this area. Again, this is just this is just a healthy retrace in the market. What is a bit weird is that we're not seeing ETH pull back at all. So if ETH does pull back, all these coins are going to pull back a little bit further, all the way down to the lows. But stuff like this, which has its combination band here, probably has a Stuba from this low somewhere in there. You got some support. You got the August level. It looks potentially decent to catch a long in there, especially if you didn't catch anything down here. Yeah, so that looks good. I like that. I like that a lot. Get some nice movement in the market, to be honest. Excuse me. So, Popcat's actually already nearly there from the lows. This is something that looks interesting to me if we get back down a little bit lower, just into Q3. We do have this 4-hour combination band coming in around this low. We are kind of testing it right now, so if you can gain August here, basically what you're going to see is a little bit of a test higher, and potentially you could farm out some structure. But again, if we do see a little bit lower, something like that, I'm potentially going to catch, reload my longs, or catch maybe a new trade. This is a nice retrace in the market, to be honest. ETH looks like it's about to send as well, so yeah, that's kind of adding to the theory that we might see a little bit of a bounce here. We really want to break out from this high now and do something like this. That'll look really good. Let's have a look at some of these. Do you guys want to have a look at some of these shitties? Let me just check the chat. Can you look at Bonk? Yes. Oh, Bonk's actually one that I did try and catch trade on, but I think that's been stopped out. And then I did re-enter near the lows today. But so Turbo, what you have is a double retest of this resistance, and we also actually all came all the way up into that. So again, we talked about this on Monday, definitely potentially being some high time frame resistance, well, not even high time frame, just resistance. And have since had a nice little breakdown and retest of this low here, where we failed to gain it. So again, this is coming back down into the buy zone, which is going to be August, May, and the 786. We've also got some nice structure from the 1st and the 2nd of August, and also late last week here that we could potentially hold around the 786. So this might just do something like that and then a bounce up, which would be quite nice. And then again, I think we're going to farm out a lot of structure here. I don't think we're going to break out if we do get the bounce here. I think we're going to come back down, and then we'll be looking for higher lows. Bonk. Bonky bonk. Yeah, so bonk, I've been stopped out on my trade. I told you I think I longed from here. Obviously, I took some profit around there and there. Didn't really take as much as I wanted off. I was only, I think, like 20% near the high. But still took a nice bit of profit. I think I just got wicked out in like at break even or around in profit because I longed around this structure here on this nice hold. As of right now, I think this looks okay. What we want to do is we want to hold here. We kind of just want to hold here. Where's this 4 hour? Yeah, I think this is gonna bounce potentially. Just around here. Got the 86, got this low as well. Has it been tested? Okay, the 86 hasn't been tested, but we are there and thereabouts. Be a bit cautious. We don't have any price action to go with this just yet, but we are getting some bull div on the hourly time frame. Again, we've had some really nice wicks into 4 hour combination band as well. And again, yeah, we've got new high, equal test, came back down in the stupid pocket. I mean, this is textbook stuff. So I am long again from around here. This is definitely something that you could take. What we want to see now, okay? We don't want to close the candle below here. And if we do, we definitely want to regain on the next one. What we want to see is we want to see a pop up above this daily open now, above this structure here. And then we're going to go for the August level. That's what we want to see on bonk. Again, potentially looks decent, and if we do get the bounce, I think this 4 hour combination band is going to come in around the weekly open. And what we're going to do is we're not really going to break out just yet. We're going to do something like that, and then we're going to come back down, either hold the August or we're going to hold for a higher low. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, I think that looks good for a bounce, to be honest. Let's have a look at the lower time frame. Again, now what you want to see is you want to see this gained this little bit. You want to see a little something like that just on the lower time frames. This is the 15-minute, but at least you have a quite defined low now, which has been retested here. So yeah, you want to see that combination band hold. I quite like that boat though. I'm in bonk right now. I think I caught it a little bit higher, but I'm there. I'm there. I'm alive. I'm there. What else have we got? We've got what's happening with Bohm? I think I caught a little bit of this around the August and the combination band here. What we kind of want to see now is we'll definitely want to see this hold. You got a little bit of structure in here. You got that. which we tested, and you got this, which we're testing to the upside. We really want to gain June. We can gain June on this. It's going to be a nice little one for me, just a little bit of a pop up higher, and then we might do a lower high, and then hopefully a higher low. You know, the same thing on most alts, but it's good for trading, man. It's I caught a nice little bit down there, and yeah, we want to see this gain now, otherwise it starts to look a little bit bearish. I'm going to put my stop just probably at break even on this because I don't want to risk too much at this moment in time. But yeah, I'm definitely alive for the bounce here because we talked about a retrace yesterday, got the nice hard fast retrace. It's always better when you do moves really fast and hard instead of like the slow, grindy, boring stuff. And yeah, we're looking for a little bit of a bounce on this. Again, we did make a new high, so you could again pull this from there. We actually bounced on the 618, which is quite bullish. Again, if we don't make a new high from March, we have the potential to come all the way back down into the big daily one. This is going to be the daily Stuber, but yeah, as of right now, looking okay. What else have we got? I am looking at Chill Guy a little bit. The reason why I'm looking at this a little bit is because we made a new high there, so you can get your Stuber out. I'm going to just take that off right now. We are coming back down into the zone here, where I would like to see the 786 hold and some wicks on there. But again, the 4-hour isn't really there on the oscillator just yet, so yeah, you kind of wanted to see this structure hold a bit more bullishly. But let's have a look at that. We've got the Q3 down at 786 as well. Bearishly retested August, so this could slide a little bit lower into the Q3, which would maybe be an ideal place to try and catch a bit of a position. And then you could go to the hourly. Yeah, that area there. Put your stop just below. If you get stopped out and it regains, you can re-enter. If you come down to the 886, again, you could re-enter as well around here. Not bad. Not bad at all. Not bad at all, guys. Not bad at all. So, what's also happening with like this stuff? Don't really care too much about that. It looks like it wants to have a pop up, but nothing crazy. Nasty wick up on this, but again, nothing too crazy on that as well. What's happening with Floki actually? Again, I think this looks quite good on daily time frame. Is that going to load? Or is it not going to load? We do have some 12-hour bearish divergence coming in on the stablecoin demand, though. But yeah, there's also a local Stuber fib from here to here that you could pull, and potentially we're just coming back down into the area right now. Damn, that's the 3-day chart. Yeah, I'd like to see that hold August or regain August. But yeah, anything else? I do have to go. I have to go 2 minutes. But in general, I'm looking for a bounce again. I'm looking to reload. Be careful if we do a lower high. We could come back down a little bit further into daily combination. Daily Stuber pockets. But yeah, it's looking interesting. ETH's trying to break out right now. We're above that weekly open. Just in the channel, looking okay. So yeah, we could potentially see another little run into this week. But yeah, I'm gonna bounce. Everyone have a great day or evening wherever you are. Um, I'm not on tomorrow, but I'll chat to you guys on Thursday. Hopefully, hopefully Bonk bounces from here. We see some regains, see a little bit of a pump, so we can de-risk our new buyers and then chill again with stops at break even in case we do slide a little bit lower down into the daily stupid pockets from the lows that we did at the start of last week, which we did also long. So yeah, anyway, I'm quite happy with how fast that retrace happened. We're literally just talking about it literally just yesterday, like, oh, I think the market could pull back a little bit here. Bang, really nice and fast. So yeah, don't be scared of it. Make sure your risk is fine. Don't be scared to pull trigger a little bit, especially if your risk is fine. Obviously, you want to keep your stops in case we slide a little bit further. Or if ETH starts to break down from here, alt's gonna, get shit on a little bit. But yeah, in general, still looking fine, and I'm looking for a little bit of a bounce. But yeah, everyone, have a great day, and I'll speak to you on Thursday.